Welcome to the Lookalikes play. Let's say you closed an amazing customer and you want to find and close 10 more just like them. Historically, you would have probably had to go to Google, type in customers similar to this customer, look up all of those accounts on LinkedIn, find your ICP at each of those companies, and manually add them one by one to sequences. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up an automatic lookalikes play using Unify's new lookalikes feature. Let's get into it. First, make sure you're in the Plays section of your Unify instance, and then click New Play in the upper right-hand corner. Click Create from Template, and in the very bottom left, click Prospect People from Lookalikes. Make sure your dependencies are configured, and then click Try this template. This drops us into the Play Builder, where on the left-hand side, we have all of these nodes that we can drag and drop onto the canvas and create completely custom plays. Now, the trigger is what fires off the automation, and this trigger is set to find lookalike companies. Let's click Edit Conditions and take a look at how it works. Here, we can define any list of companies to be our seed company list. The seed list is what our partnership with Ocean uses to produce the lookalikes. Here we've set it to all page views, and on the right-hand side, I can see my seed list here. A really good use case for this play is to do lookalikes of all your closed-won customers. To do this, click Add Condition on the left-hand side, where Attribute, and then select either the Opportunity field or the Account field, wherever you save that data. Set that equal to closed won, or however you denote the customer, and then use that seed list to populate. For the purposes of this demo, let's say that I just closed SoFi and that I want to use this seed as the company. Let's click Next. Now, on the left-hand side here, we can configure how we want these lookalikes to be generated. Let's say I only want 5 lookalikes per seed company, and that I want the lookalike relevance score to be greater than 95. Let's set company size to be greater than 100, and I want these to be in my territory, so let's just say United States. Finally, I can specify inclusion or exclusion industries as needed. But if we take a look on the right-hand side here, I think this is a pretty good lookalike of SoFi. Let's go ahead and click Done. Next, we want to prospect for our ICP at those companies. Let's say at each company, we want to prospect a maximum of 5 people, and then we want to specify what persona we are prospecting for. I have a head of sales persona, and I also have a head of marketing persona. Perfect. Now, this node will prospect for just heads of sales and just heads of marketing at the companies that look like SoFi. Finally, the loop block is going to loop through each of those people and route them into the right sequence. Let's set up the sequencing routing. I'm going to go ahead and click Add Prospect Personas because I already defined the prospects in the previous block, and this is going to save me some time. Great. So here I can see that my personas are already in here. I just have to select which mailboxes I want to use for this play. And then I want my head of sales persona to go into my head of sales sequence and my head of marketing persona to go into my head of marketing sequence. Last but not least, this sync node syncs everything back to Salesforce, so our CRM is always up to date. All you have to do from here is click Publish. We defined a list of seed companies that we're now dynamically generating lookalike companies for. We're prospecting for our ICPs and then routing them into the right sequences and syncing everything back into Salesforce. When you run this play, I highly recommend using your closed-won customers as an initial reference list, and any customer, maybe even in a late-stage deal, so that you can get started with the outreach process early and start to queue up a bunch of customers in your best verticals. Thank you so much. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments, and see you in the next video.